Well, good morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you. I am Pastor John, and you signed up for Elevate, and now you are watching the 2008-2009 Elevate Volunteer Training. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is congratulate you. I mean, this is one of my favorite ministries in the church. I am a youth pastor, but I love the opportunity to minister to our children, especially having U-Turn students do a lot of that ministering. And you might be a U-Turn student watching this, you might be an adult volunteer. Either way, I am so glad that you signed up, because these kids, through this year that you're going to be a part of Elevate, are going to change and grow before your very eyes, and it's going to be amazing to watch. Some of you have volunteered for once a month, and that's what we ask of you, is to do this once a month. If you do in the process of this, or even now, know that you would like to do it more often or more frequently, just let us know, and we can definitely adjust the schedule accordingly. The person to let know that would be Tara Nazarian. She does all of our scheduling, and we'll get to that in a second. So on this website where you're watching this video, there's a few other things. There's a link to a couple YouTube videos that show what Elevate is. It originated with a church called Fellowship Church in Texas, and it's something that they do as a ministry out of their church, where they produce this curriculum and then sell it to churches nationwide. And it's an amazing curriculum. It fits right in with the passions we have at this church, both with media and the Bible and teaching children. That's why we're using this curriculum in particular. And it also, there's a video, or there's a couple other paperwork items. There's our 8-page overview of what you will be doing each week at Elevate, and just answers to common questions leaders have. And I want to kind of go over some of that with you now. So I'm going to go ahead and get that wonderful packet out that you have there. And the first page is just a letter. There's a welcome letter, so go ahead and read through that. The next is the Elevate event schedule, and wow, does that look overwhelming. Lots of details to talk about there. The first one is every Sunday, once a month, so you're only going to do this 12 times in the year, but you'll meet at 8:30 a.m. And when we say 8:30, it's like that's when we're there at church. We're there in the back of the church where Elevate happens at 8:30 to go over details for that morning. And that gives us an opportunity to really share with you the heart of the morning. You'll already have a basic understanding through the emails that we send out to you in the week for the week that you're scheduled. But it gives you a real detailed understanding so that we can be a cohesive team coming together to really minister to these children. So we're going to meet at 8:30, and in that meeting we're going to go over the details, answer any questions that you may have about the curriculum for that week, and then at 8:45 we're going to be in position. In position means that we're ready to greet everyone who comes. Now traditionally, when church starts at 9, people get there at 9:05. Unless you're a new visitor, and we really want to impress the new visitors, they actually get there at 8:45. So we want to be ready and in place to receive those children who will be visiting with us for the first time, and some of the early risers of our church who get there. And it says check-in staff is in place. There's different job descriptions with Elevate. And you may show up and your job is you're going to teach for that morning. But in addition to teaching during our small group, you will also participate in our large group just as a participant. But then before that service even begins, you could be assigned to either opening activity or check-in station or greeter. And that'll change each time that you come. So it's not set in stone. You come and you're automatically a greeter, unless you prefer that, and you would just let us know. But each one has its unique jobs, and it doesn't take you away from teaching or the classroom. We just all come together to do these jobs at the beginning of the morning. So check-in staff is behind our check-in stations, and we check the kids in. And we'll train you on that if you're not familiar with how to use the system, and we're not assuming that you are. It's just that some people are and some aren't. And then opening activity. The first activity the kids do, and the way that this ministry and this system works, is that when they come down the back stairs into the actual Elevate main room, the curtains are drawn and they only see half the room. And that opening activity is for all the kids to participate in, and it's a fun movement, and it just kind of builds on the overall concept or theme of that morning. The greeters then, the third position, are out with the check-in stations, and they are actually greeting the kids as they come in, talking to the parents. If the child is a brand new visitor, then they're going to fill out one of these cards right here, and the check-in staff will give that to the greeter, and the greeter will then explain this card to the parent, which is really self-explanatory. you fill in the blanks, and they can do that during service. But before we check the kids in, there's only 3 pieces of information we need. We need their name, and we need their date of birth, and we need their gender. So those are the only things that we actually need at first, and after that, the rest of the information can be filled out later by the parents. So that's 8:45. Then 9:15 is when our large group activity begins. And you say, half an hour to do an opening activity, that's a long time. And yes, it is. Again, I said that most people arrive around 9:05. So it's really a 10-minute opening activity with the majority of the kids. And if there's kids that are there early, they get to do it twice or 3 times, or you can switch the game up. If the game calls for you to play something worth running, you could have them run the first time and then hop on one leg the second time and then do it blindfolded the third time. You know, there's just different ways to switch up each opening activity. So 9:15, large group activity begins, and one of the people who are assigned to check-in stays at the check-in station for 10 more minutes at that point. Just for the latecomers, had a hard time getting stuff together for that morning, so that they have a way to be checked in. And then all of the other leaders, they gather together in the large group. So we open, we pull back the red curtains, all the kids rush to the front. We're going to start doing things like we started last year, which is there's going to be spaces on the floor that are marked with age group stickers, and that's where each age group sits. So if you say you know that you're going to teach or assist in the kindergarten, first grade class, well then you would sit with those kindergartners and first graders in that assigned area for large group. So then the skit and the Bible story take place in the large group, and then at 9:45 the small group activity begins. And small groups where they break out in their pre-assigned classrooms, which we have one for preschool, then we have kindergarten first, second, third, and fourth and fifth. So there's 4 total classrooms, and you'll be assigned to whichever one you prefer or whichever one we really need you to. If you have a strong preference, I want to be with the older kids, we'll do that for you. If you don't care either way, then we'll put you with the class, and we'll try and keep that consistent month to month, so the same kids get to see you again the next month. In this class, there's different activities that you'll be doing, and the activities come to you, and they look like different things. They'll have pieces of paper, and there'll be instructions on that piece of paper as to what to do, so that you don't come in empty-handed. There's 2 things that we're going to prep you with during the week. So it's, say Sunday, next Sunday is your weekend to work Elevate. Well, the Monday before that, you'll get an email from Tara, and that will be an email through a company called Planning Center that we use, which if you've read the packet, you kind of understand what that is, but it's a company that we use that the managers are volunteers. We manage it through the internet, and you'll get an email on Monday that says you've been scheduled for next Sunday, accept or decline, and if you say yes, no scheduling conflict, you hit accept. If you hit decline, you just type in a little reason, out of town, can't make it, I want to sleep in, whatever it is. Accept takes you straight to the website, and at the website, Planning Center's website, you'll see in the bottom left corner that there's PDF document attachments, and that will be the lessons for you for that week. So as a PDF document, a week ahead of time, you'll know what lesson plan you'll be teaching the kids, what activities you'll be doing. If you're assigned to opening activity, the opening activity is there. Everything you need to know is right there. In addition to that, when each 8-week series, say you're scheduled for week 6 of Berry Blast Theme Park. So then you would go to our website, which is es4square.com. You click on the children's ministry, and under that it'll say SG for small groups. You click on that, and when you click on that, what you're going to see is a bunch of videos. And those videos have the same name as the activities you'll be doing that week. So you'll scroll down the list of videos, find the activity that you're doing, find the video that goes along with it, and that's Fellowship Church's staff explaining how to do the game. What are the main points of the game? Here's how to, in the real world, it shows them with adults as kids in the classroom, how to act out and what to say during that activity. So you'll have that prep as well. So when you come into Sunday morning, you'll have spent maybe 10 minutes looking over this stuff at home. You'll be fully prepared and ready to really teach the kids. And we want you to be prepared. We want you to take that 10 or 15 minutes during the week to really pray about what you're doing, think it through, and come in so that we're all ready to go. And it's not like, oh, I'm looking at this last second, and I guess I'm doing this today. But you really have an idea and a concept of what you'll be teaching the kids during the small group time.